You wait, yeah. So this one, yeah. This one go forward, this one go back. This one go forward, and this one go back. You can practice. And wait for me still. Not ready. Hello?
Hello everyone.
Wait. Okay. I need to get my timer ready. No rush. Okay, whenever you're ready. Okay. Yes.
Hello everyone. My name is Ben. Today I am going to talk about advertising. The purpose of this time is to introduce the content of advertising record. But before the introduction later, do you know how strong Taiwan's purchasing for alcohol is? In 2019, whiskey sales in Taiwan reached 54.6 billion NT dollars. With a population of just over 23 million, Taiwan undoubtedly demonstrates its stronger purchasing power for whiskey, and sales are still growing rapidly now. That's a surprising statistic, and advertising record is part of the success. So I prepared 3 points to talk about advertising record. First, what value does it have? Second, the current development. And the third, recommended tricks. What value does it have? According to the academic papers, consumers agree with the ideas conveyed by the advertisement. So the value of advertising record lies in its brand, and the illusion is created. These brands already represent the label that consumers want. Therefore, in the selection of record brands, consumers pay more attention to meaning of their. Let's talk about the characteristics of this brand. This brand is Chivas. The Chivas brand makes people feel elegant, high society, and tasteful. This brand is Kirin beer. Kirin beer makes people feel Japanese style, healthy, and naturally. This is Heineken beer. This makes people feel free, rebellious, and young. The next thing to talk about is the problem encountered by advertising record. Consumers have distrusted advertising, like we now do other information ourselves instead of watching the advertising. Advertising record is more restricted with advertising, and advertising record is more restricted by law than before. Next, I will recommend here 3 wines that I like. One on the left is Jaeger. It is suitable for bartending and are inexpensive and are often found in many bars. In the middle is a blueberry wine, made in Taiwan, which is not expensive, but it is smooth to drink and sweet. So I like it. Finally, this one is known to everybody, Taiwan stolen wine. This is a distilled period. It is full of aroma and won many prizes in world competitions. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your listening.
Ben, we go to Ian. And after Ian, we go to Pat. After Pat, we go to Kelly. After Kelly is Kevin or Yadi.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. And I'm Ian. I'm delighted to speak to you in this class today. And today, my topic is essential years, a problem in Taiwan, the prejudice of the female workers. And my speech will take about 5 minutes. And I would divide my presentation into the 4 parts. So let's go start it. Have you defended the other by the sort of first sight? Have you ever defended the person because of the image created by media? When you think of the Japanese, the first thing that comes to mind is whether Japanese people love to eat sashimi. No. Do you start to be worried when homeless people get close to you? And how did Taiwanese people begin to have prejudice against female workers? So first, let's talk about what is the prejudice. Prejudice is an attitude or feeling we hold about a group, which is usually negative and actually based on preconceived and untested idea. For example, some people feel that people certain colors or race are very lazy, but they don't actually have reasonable and sufficient evidence to support this idea. And now, please look at this picture and tell me what is your first impressions. Did you saw female workers are taking care about the elderly? Maybe she was a very low education, so do this job. Thinking of the many female workers like her in the train stations, they always do nothing. Has anyone thought that she might be serious reading after get off the work? Does anyone think she spent the rest of her time in college? Because she is. Her name is Naniki Miyati, and she's come from a beautiful country, Vietnam. And she's an economics student with a total score about 800 points. Yeah. English ability is even better than Taiwanese students. She's also the winner of the Taiwan Migrant Lecture Award. So therefore, we cannot generalize all those who strive. But why does Taiwanese people have a lot of prejudice against the female worker? There are some reasons. Such as the few female workers like to sing and shout loudly and drinking during their rest time at night. For Taiwan, this kind of thing is obvious. Even a few female workers have to make some legal actions. And finally, through the media report, the image of the female workers have become more and more negative. But that is just a few cases. Some female workers are also very helpful and abide by Taiwanese laws. So we can use those few examples to have the bad prejudice against the others. Maybe we should actually understand and choose and make judgments on others. So, and after talking about this topic, I'm actually still worried because the prejudice is actually scary. one more reasons why produce is scary is that when people meet for the first time, especially when they need to respond to some situations, they often rely on intuitions of prejudice. And while prejudice sometimes allow us to do the right thing, but this is not always right. And it may even lead us to act very badly and cause major tragedy. So constantly detect and identify. It is really important to adjust on produce and remove those improper prejudice in a timely manner. So this is my speech. Thank you and for your time and your thank you.
Ian, I think the girl you show us, she should be from Indonesia, not Vietnam. From the name and the look, I don't think she is. I don't think she is. I think she's more Indonesian. And the name, is that the Indonesian name?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
because this, the name definitely not look, and then, yeah, she looks. But all right, that's,
Okay.
that's,
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
thank you. But that's very good point. Thank you for that. Pat?
Hello, my name is Pat. Today I will going to introduce about pornography. Well, I'm going to ask a root question for everyone. Anyone here hasn't seen pornography? Please raise your hand. I think everyone will have seen porn. Me too. But it is for this presentation, trust me. Today I will recommend the type I like, let everyone know. And I will also tell you which platform is better to use. I will divide it. Does anyone have question to me? This is a joke. For introduce this topic to let everyone know the legality of porn, I will divide it into 4 parts: define, filming, sell, and watch. Let's talk define first. Taiwan's law for porn are divided into 2 parts: hardcore and softcore. The hardcore is violence, sexual abuse, or bestiality, and the softcore is bad for the hardcore. Here are 3 examples to explain whether it is legal to touch a hardcore. And you might ask me, where is the softcore? Because the softcores are totally legal. First example is this. Pat made a sexual abuse video with her girlfriend at home, and her girlfriend agreed. I think this is a bad idea to use my name as example. The reason is that just have to make a video at home, and my girlfriend agreed. It is not illegal at all.
if it just filming. Next example. You have sex a horse, record the process, and made a video for sale. This is illegal. Although the video itself, because it cannot touch the hardcore if you are going to sell it. I think our government is afraid that everyone will want to have sex watch this video. The next example, the most common thing probably do. You watch a child sex video at home, and that is legal. Although the video itself is illegal, it is totally fine if you just see, and you don't have to worry about the FBI. Okay, let's have a final review. Filming, selling, and watching are legal in softcore. Hardcore is legal as long as it's not public. And the hardcore cannot be touched in the case of selling. In the age of freedom, the government should not ban the pornography. The best way is to use law to regulate pornography, make porn safe and free. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, we are ready for Kelly.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kelly. I'm majoring in Department of Business Administration. Today, I'm going to introduce the dating place in Taichung. The purpose of my presentation today is to introduce the dating place for the couples who want to date in Taichung. And if you want to date in Taichung recently, please keep listening. Have you ever worried about there is no place can date with your boy or boyfriend? You may answer me, oh come on, it won't be worry with my lover no matter where we are. But we still need some change in our life. We can't always date in the same place. So I found some material on internet, and I divide my presentation into 3 parts. First, if you want some dynamic activity. Second, if you want to take a walk or watch the scenery. And last, when it is raining, where can you go? First, there is a roller skating rink in Taroko Shopping Mall, and it's recreating an earlier roller skating rink. Make people feel like going back in time, and it also can increase the relationship with your partner. And after the end, you can go shopping or have a meal in Taroko. The other 3 locations are Holy, Dongfeng Tanyashen Bicycle Lane. You can rent a bicycle in there, and when you are riding, you can enjoy the nature at the same time. The first one in this part I want to introduce for you, Gaomei Wasteland. If you are interested in the sea, you must go there. Gaomei Wasteland is west of the Qingshui Coastal Plain, and it is a wonderful location for watch the sunset and the beautiful scenery. Finally, when we come to dating, it cannot without picnic. Taichung Central Park was built on recent year, and it is a perfect location for a picnic. When you are sitting on the grass and eating the food with your lover, you can enjoy the view of the city and the sunset at the same time. Sounds great, doesn't it? In the last part, I want to introduce some indoor plays. In addition to variety product and in addition to various product and many kind of restaurant, Libao Outlet also have a movie theater. When you don't want to go shopping, you can go there and watch the popular movie recently. Not only that, it also has a Ferris wheel. I guess there is no better dating place than a Ferris wheel for the couple. Last one I want to recommend to everyone is National Taichung Theater. It is suitable for the person who interested in art. Except for the amazing theater performance, it also designed its variety of exhibition spaces for the people to visit. So let's have a summary. If you want some dynamic activity, you can go roller skating rink in Taroko. Or if you want to ride a bike, you can go Holy Dongfeng Tanyashen bicycle lane. Or if you want to take a walk or watch the scenery, like the sunset, the view of the city or the sea, you can go Gaomei Westland and Taichung Central Park. And last, if you want to go some indoor place, you can go the Libao Outlet, which has the Ferris wheel, and National Taichung Theater. So my conclusion is, that is all dating play I have summarized. And have a bold dating place change your view of Taichung? We can find out there are a lot of unique places in Taichung waiting for us to visit. So don't be worried next time. If you don't know where can go, please take a look. Thanks for listening.
Kevin? After Kevin, we take a break, and then after the break, we're going to go to Rico.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin. Today, I want to presenting about how to spot fake news and avoid them. So, what is the purpose of my presentation? The purpose of my presentation is to educate people where we should smart at accepting information or news. So, I will divide my presentation into 4 parts. The first is definition. The second one is the impact. The third one is how to spot the fake news. And the last one is the conclusion. So, we will jump into the definition of the fake news. According to Wikipedia, fake news is defined as false or misleading information presented as a news. Fake news often has aim of damaging the reputation of a person or entity, making money through advertising revenue. So have you guys heard about the recently news like Russia and Ukraine thing? We must watch this video.
Zelensky has left Ukraine and is now in Poland. According to the latest news, President Zelensky has left Ukraine and is in Poland. There was a few days ago a request by the Zelensky to meet the Russians in Poland, and that was raising a few eyebrows. And now it's becoming clear that why he was asking to meet the Russians in Poland. He has left Ukraine, he has left his people, and now he's in exile in Poland. That's a really sad situation and development.
So what you guys think about the news? Is it real or fake? It's fake, right? But some of you guys might think these are the real ones, right? So we jump into how to spot the fake news then. There's 5 parts to how to spot a fake news. It's by me. The first one is develop. We need to develop a critical mindset. Because fake news will create a shock value to us, and fake news is usually playing our emotion. So we need to ask where the news is written, like it's persuading me to click into another website, or it's selling a product or not. The second one is check the source. We also need to check the source. Spelling error of company name, or using unusually domain name like .offer or .infonet rather than .com, you can suspect the website. The third one is we need to see who else is reporting the story. Is this the only source reporting the story? You need to see like CNN, BBC or Reuters. They have well-trained reporters. So if they don't report that also, you need to find another sources. The fourth one is examine the evidence. Evidence the story. A good story, a good news will contain facts from the expert, survey data, official statistic, or eyewitnesses from the people on the scene. If some of the missing, you need to question it. And the last one, we need to check that it sounds right. Use your common sense. Fake news decided to fit our bias. So we need to use our common sense, like the video I just shown you, like Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, just left Ukraine for Poland. It's not make sense, right? And then we jump into impact of the fake news. The first one, fake news may harm the reputation of the source. Because by you spreading a fake news, people will have a trust issue with you and not trusting you again. It will harm the reputation of the source. The second one is fake news also harms people's health and life. Like a website say, cancer could cure a coronavirus. It's not make sense. It may harm health and lives. If people trust in that, they will die. They will get corona and die faster because of smoking, right? And the last one is fake news also affect the true news. By fake news is there will a polarization. People will trust a fake news and true news. So by trusting the fake news, people will see true news as the fake one. Yeah. So it's very important to see how to choose a news. So the conclusion, we need to develop a critical mindset and be smart at receiving news because it causes several negative impact to people. Thank you.
Alright, let's take a break, and then we will come back and we go to Rico. And then after Rico will be Michael. After Michael will be Estela, and then Kevin, and then Rina, and then Alan. Okay, Rico, you're ready.
Hello, my name is Rico. I am a third-year student in the Faculty of Business Administration. Today, I am going to talk to you about prejudice. First, look at this picture. I have one question to you. What image do you have about the elderly people? The caricature shows the elderly people have a wealth of knowledge and experience. But we have the prejudice that elderly people are behind times and we don't listen to their story. Because of this prejudice, we missed opportunity to learn experience and knowledge. Therefore, the purpose of my presentation is this. I want you to think about prejudice. I don't want you to narrow your possibility and miss opportunity because of prejudice. And the benefit of my presentation is in order to have no prejudice and you can learn what to do. And my presentation is divided into 4 parts: definition, example, inference, and my conclusion. First, I explain the meaning of prejudice. Prejudice means that an unfair and unreasonable opinion or feeling. And I will give some, for example. Men are better suited to be leaders than women. And older people are not good at computers. And Japanese always flatter everybody. The final example, actually, I suffered before. And please see these 2 words. Sexual harassment and household. I guess most people image like this. Men sexually harass women, not women sexually harass men. And housekeeper is a woman, not a man. These are part of unconscious prejudice we usually have. In addition to these unconscious, in addition to these, we have unconscious prejudice in daily life. And third is inference. This shows process from bias to violence. What they are heard is just prejudice, but if they are transfer it to action, it will become discrimination or violence. And please look at this picture. The caricature shows the television, newspaper, and other media have a great impact onto our knowledge and thoughts. People sometimes blindly believe incorrect information or biased news. And this is my summary. Prejudice means it is an unfair and unreasonable opinion or feeling. We have a lot of unconscious prejudice, and prejudice finally leads to discrimination and violence. Mass media have a great impact on our knowledge and thought. And finally, this is my conclusion. The prejudice caused by lack of knowledge and experience. And in order to have no prejudice, I think there are 2 important things. One is acquire knowledge and gain experience. And don't swallow information, think of yourself carefully. This is my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Michael?
So, good morning everyone. My name is Michael. Of course you know me, okay? So, before we start the presentation, let us imagine a little bit. Imagine people we love, people who care among us, people who care to us, are experimenting about problematic problems that can lead into serious mental disease. It's kind of frustrating, right? Because we cannot help them. We don't have this basic knowledge. So therefore, today, I want to give you a presentation about depression or anxiety. So what is the purpose? The purpose of my presentation is to know how to deal with this kind of people in our society. So next, if you meet this kind of people, you can help them, or you can also comfort yourself with this depression feelings. So I will divide it into 6 outlines. The first one is what is depression? Second one is the symptoms. Third one is how can depression can ruin people's lives? And then how to encounter these mental health issues, summary, and the last one is conclusion. So the first one, what is depression? So it's basically a common and serious mental illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. And the second one, what are the symptoms? The first one, of course, if you are overwhelmed, sad about anything that you think about, maybe that is a symptoms about depression. The second one, loss of interest of doing your hobbies or even a normal activity. It's kind of not normal, right? And the third one, trouble sleeping. Most of people who have depression, they tend to drink a lot of medicine to help them to sleep. And the last one is difficulty thinking. So how can depression can ruin people's lives? Because people who have depression, they don't have people to lean on about it. So they have to lean into something that can help them, basically. So that is why they sometimes can lead into a bad addiction, such as alcohol, or even the worst case, drug addiction. And the second one, it can also ruin your relationship and can also ruin your works because of that difficulty thinking, because the depression can also distract your mindset. And it can also lead to serious sickness such as stroke or even the worst case, heart attack. You can also die. And the last one and the most important one is suicidal thoughts. Okay. So how to encounter these mental health issues? The first one, stay in touch with people who you love. Tell them that I have this kind of feeling that I have to tell you about. So can you help me? Some kind of like that. And the second one is be more active. You can join some organization. You can do your activities and your hobbies for distract your depression moments. And the third one, face your fears. Everybody makes mistakes. You can also learn it from your mistakes to everybody, okay? And the last one, if this depression it's more severe, and then you have to search help for depression such as psychologists or psychiatrists. So let me sum up a little bit. What is depression? It's a mental health issue that can negatively affect the way you think, the way you act, and the way you solve problems. And the second one, what are the symptoms? Overwhelming sad, difficulty thinking, loss of interest, and trouble sleeping. And the third one, how can depression ruin people's lives? It can also lead into bad addiction. It can also lead into serious sickness, suicidal thoughts, and so on. And how to encounter these mental health issues? Stay focused and stay in touch, and then face your fears and search a lot of professional help, such as psychologists or psychiatrists. So for the conclusion, you have to treat depression as a disease that you need to cure on. It's not a normal situation. So that is my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
I'm just wondering if this kind of pants you're wearing? Is it jeans? Yes. Alright. Should we go? Very good. Alright, let's go to Stella.
Good morning, my name is Stella. Today I'm going to talk to you about superstition in China. The purpose of my presentation is to let people understand Chinese superstition, so if you want to go to Eastern country, you won't act rude to the local. And my presentation will divide it into 3 parts. First is what is superstition. Then I'd like to talk about some examples about Chinese superstition. Finally is a conclusion. First, what is superstition? Superstition is a belief that based on fear and ignorance and not on the law of science. People who have superstition believe that certain events or things will bring good or bad luck. Has anyone noticed that many Eastern countries' buildings, such as hospitals, don't have a 4th floor? It is because that 4 in Chinese is pronounced 四, which means for the word death and should be avoided. And with numbers that And for a number that is considered unlucky, there are numbers that are considered lucky. There are the numbers 6, 8, and 9. Six Chinese sounds like the word liu, which means to flow, and liu, which means moose, indicate that things will go well. And 8 sounds like the Chinese fa, which means to prosper. And 9 sounds like the Chinese in jiu, which means long lasting. It's also viewed as a lucky number in China. Next, I'd like to introduce gift giving in China. There are certain items that should be avoided giving to others because they are homophones for some bad meanings. First, the clock is equal to the end, which means that you wish for someone's impending death. Then umbrella means you think your relationship with a person is over, it's time to separate. And peer sounds like living in Chinese, which means you want to put ways with the person. And shu sounds like evil in Chinese, which means that you are giving the person an evil spirit or bad luck. Shoes also symbolize that you want the person to run away. And a mirror is considered to attract evil spirits. And sharp objects such as knives and scissors symbolize that you want to cut off your relationship with a person. It's also viewed as it's also a gift to avoid to give in to someone. And for traveling, the first superstition of travelers is knock on the door before you entering. The purpose of knocking on the door before you enter the hotel is to inform the resident spirit that we are about to enter. While knocking, we often say, "So sorry for disturbing." And we stand sideways to let, while opening the door to let people, to let spirit inside to have a chance to go out the room. Next is flush the toilet right away. The flush is another method to tell the resident spirit that, hey, someone is here. So flush the toilet right away is a ways to ensure that your hotel room is clean. Let's take a quick review with superstition. First, superstition is a belief based on fear but not on the law of science. Then 4 represents unlucky numbers in China, and 6, 8, and 9 represent lucky numbers in China. And we should avoid some gift to give to someone, such as clocks, ears, and shoes. Finally, we'll talk about the traveling superstitions. In conclusion, superstitions are still quite common in our day-to-day life. But whether you believe it or not is up to you. No one can change your mind. But whether you believe it or not is still an interesting to know about. Thank you.
Kevin?
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Kevin Tanjaya. I'm a bachelor student at Asia University, majoring in business administration. And today my presentation is about a brief introduction to Indonesia culture. Indonesia is not just about poverty, corruption, or traffic jam. Indonesia is also not just about Bali. It is a country located in the center of ancient trade routes, resulting in a complex mixture of ethnicity, religion, and culture. According to research by Salman Sain, there are over 1,300 ethnic groups across Indonesia, makes it one of the most diverse population in the world. That's why we have this beautiful slogan called Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, that means unity in diversity. My purpose of this presentation is to introduce some of unique culture in Indonesia. This presentation will last for 5 minutes. I will divide it into 4 sections. First section I will talk about mythology that still exists until now. Second section I will talk about Indonesian music, third section about tourism, and fourth section about my conclusion. Until now, Indonesian people are still adopted a lot of diverse mythology that are still free from foreign influences. In Bali, we have this big ritual death ceremony called ngaben, where the body of the dead person is being cremated in a large statue. They believe that there is a competition between hell and heaven to capture the soul of the body. So a proper cremation can increase the chance for the soul to reach the heaven. There is also a belief that a highly spiritual person called a rain charmer can manipulate the weather by moving the rain from one places to another places. In 2022, there is an international racing event called MotoGP that held in Lombok, Indonesia. And they actually hired a rain charmer to manipulate the rain when it started to rain there. And surprisingly, the rain is actually stopped. You can see. Okay, music. We have certain types of music that are being recognized by the UNESCO as the World Cultural Heritage, including angklung and gamelan. Angklung is a musical instrument originated from West Java, made from a bamboo. It was being made with the purpose to honor the god of fertility called Dewi Sri. We also have gamelan. Gamelan is also a musical instrument. It looks like a gong that made from a metal, originated from East Java with the purpose to summon the gods. This is sound of gong. This is the sound of angklung. These two musical instruments are usually being played together, resulting with this musical instrument. This is music by Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. Tourism. Indonesia is a country that are gifted with a lot of rainforests, volcanoes, breathtaking island, and rich cultural heritage. According to Rough Guides, Indonesia are ranked number 6 for the most beautiful country in the world. We have one of the 7 wonders of the world and one of the biggest ancient Buddhist temple in the world called Borobudur Temple. It was located in central Java, established by King Shalendra, the ruler of Mataram Hindu in 800 AD. Some experts say that it was being built as a place for the king to pray and do spiritual practice. We also have Lake Toba, a lake that was shaped by a supervolcanic eruption around 75,000 years ago. It is estimated that the eruption is 12 times larger than the largest supervolcanic eruption in the recent history, which is Mount Tambora in Indonesia. So you can imagine how big is it. Now the remains of the catastrophe are being used as a place for tourists to drive a ferry boat, enjoying the lake scenery, and eat a delicious fish. My conclusion is Indonesia has a lot more stories to be told than just about corruption, poverty, and traffic jam. Bali is a great place to be visited, but Indonesia has much more than just about Bali. Thank you for listening.
75,000 or 7,500?
75,000 years ago.
75,000 years ago?
Yeah, it's estimated that eruption is 12 times bigger than the largest volcanic eruption.
Since you introduced the Indonesian culture, maybe you want to introduce about your shirt, because we talk about formality, but you need to explain why this is formal.
This is called batik.
Yes.
It's traditional Indonesian food.
Yes. Explain to your classmates that, a little bit about what this means and what is it.
What does it mean?
Is it,
What
is batik?
This is called batik.
It's like a traditional art that we like.
Just like he's also wearing a batik, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And every Java and Kalimantan have their own specialty of art.
And it's worn usually during, it's considered a formal clothing, that's what I want to get to. Because classmates understand that in Indonesian culture, this is the formal clothing. People wear like this in the wedding and so on. I don't know, the pants are not really formal, but people still wear dress pants in Indonesia. But this is a form of, and they have many different designs, and usually sometimes can be made from silk. Silk?
Yeah.
Maybe
sometimes it's made from silk, but still, maybe it's cotton because we can also print the batik. Because if we make our own, it's very expensive.
Very expensive, yes.
Is it made from silk or print? Yeah.
Really? Depends on the material.
What is the material?
This one I think is silk.
It's silk, right? Looks like it. Yeah. So wear the formal pants and then you will get another next time. Rina! So next time if Rico, so next time if you have the Japanese kimono, you can wear formal kimono, it's okay. Do you have one here? I didn't bring one.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mina, and I'm studying in HR University. Major is Department of Business Administration. And today I'm going to talk about the word mass media. Before I started, I confused that do you watch news or follow current events every day by mass media? If you follow the news then do you know the news is true or the news is fake? So today, I'm going to talk about the mass media. And the purpose of the presentation is I want to foster the ability of media literacy to let you know the news is true or fake. And there are 5 points in my outline. The first, I'd like to talk about the evolution of the mass media's type. And second, mass media is to share or what else. And the third one is media literacy's function. And number 4 is 3 kinds of fake news. And the final one is the way to distinguish the news is fake or true. So first type is in 15th. In 15th, they use print, such as books, newspapers, or magazines to share what they want to share to someone. And second, in 19th, they use recording or make a movie, so like CD or DVD or some history or documentaries. And in 1910, they had broadcasts to share the news to everyone. And television was born in 1927, but it is more common in 1950. So people use television to receive some news. And in 1990, internet is coming. So people can use computer to search on the internet to share some things on their blog or PTT to let somebody know the news. And in 2000, smartphone is more widespread. So people can use smartphone to receive the news immediately and more convenient. And second, I'm going to tell you why we need mass media. Mass media is aimed to advocate and entertainment, like business or society service. For example, like advertising or political agenda and communicating. For entertainment is to bring joy to everyone. Third, media literacy is the ability to assess, analyze, evaluate, and create media information in variety of contexts and in manner that it is suit your purpose or need. The education object is everyone, because everyone will follow the news and you don't know the news is true or fake. So we need to learn how to distinguish the news is fake or true. And number 4 is 3 kinds of fake news. The first one is misinformation. Misinformation is someone makes some fake message to hurt someone on purpose. And disinformation is the fake message too, but it is not willing to hurt someone on purpose. And malinformation is like bullying on the internet. Based on the fact message, malinformation will let someone be shamed or they will make them maybe think about suicide. And the way to distinguish the mass media is 3 for not and 3 for need. The first one is don't believe your eyes. In the past, we always say seeing is believing, but in nowadays society, Illustrator and Photoshop is awesome, so people can add some fake things to change the meaning of the image. And second one is don't interpret from a subject standpoint, because everything has every space and everyone has their unique opinions, so we just can't use our point to think about everyone's point. And number 3 is don't share without comfort. If you want to share some news, you need to check is it the correct things, because if you share the wrong things to someone, maybe you need to pay the bill to the government. And 3 for need is we need to active inquiry. We need to search it in advance to ensure it is confirmed what people say. And the second one is multiple thinking skills, because everyone have their unique opinions and everything have every space to think, so you need to think twice before you judge the news. And the third one is critical self-reflection. We need to have the ability to consider and judge. Through today's presentation, I hope we all can have the ability of media literacy. And the summary. The summary is the evolution of mass media, the ability of mass media literacy, and the fake type of fake news. So the conclusion is media literacy is not just help you to distinguish the fake news, and it also can foster the ability to distinguish everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, good job. Let's go to Alan.
Good morning everyone, my name is Aaron. Today I am going to talk to you about anxiety. The purpose of my presentation is to talk about why people are anxiety. With the continual increase of life pressure, it will lead to the serious decline in people working efficiency and the quality of life or partial from anxiety disorder. My outline is three questions. What is anxiety? How anxiety affects life? How to reduce anxiety? Anxiety meaning an uncomfortable feeling of nervous or worrying about something that is happening or might happen in the future. Then I will go on to discuss how anxiety affects life. Anxiety and tension are very common emotions in people. Long-term anxiety and tension are very harmful to people's physical health and can lead to many adverse symptoms in people, such as insomnia. And insomnia can lead to mental instability, the phenomena of concentration and inefficiency. And insomnia can also lead to cause skin of dark circle under the eyes, which is very harmful to the patient daily life and physical health. Anxiety and tension can also lead to heart palpitation in patients. Sometimes patients will feeling that their heart is beating rapidly, and if severe cases, it may cause heart failure, resulting in death of patient, which has a great impact on the patient health. And finally, I will focus on how to reduce anxiety. If you want to improve your anxiety disorder, the focus of your daily life is to learn to observe your emotion and control your emotion. Here are 5 other things you can do. Exercise. Many aerobic exercise can help relieve stress, increase walking, jogging, swimming, hiking, and more. Learn to relax. Activities such as yoga, practice, or meditation can help you relax. Avoid excess coffee. Too much coffee can make you more prone to anxiety, so don't rush if you feel tired. Avoid tobacco, alcohol, and drinking pills. Every doctor will tell you to stop smoking and drinking, which is not only bad for your health, but also for your anxiety. Participate in a support group. There are many friends with anxiety or other psychological problems, and you are not only. People face many difficulties in life, but powerful rest can reduce stress. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we have done the midterm, and everyone has prepared very good presentation, very informative indeed. So we have many good brains in this classroom, because I learned a lot of you. I have good brain, but your brain is better than mine, so I can learn from you a lot more. So thanks for the good presentation, and you can see perhaps from your own progress that you are getting more confidence about presenting. I know some of you not very comfortable with English and not very comfortable with conversational English. But today, we can see presentations that everyone is about 80 in this class. And I just don't give you the grade because to make you happy. I give you a grade because you deserve it. I'm pretty sure if it's in a conversation, the grade can vary from 50 to 100. But you can see that in the presentation, you can actually do a good job even though you think your English is not so good. So have confidence on that, and this is what I want you to understand from the difference between having a presentation and making a conversation. You can practice and you can do, and the practice really shows. So after midterm, after next week, so from next week we will continue with some practice, with some exercises from the book. I will give you the homework for next week after we go back. And then next week, 2 weeks from today, next week, the videos of your presentations will be available. So your job for 2 weeks from today is to watch your own presentation and make an evaluation, a critique of your own presentation. Based on these criteria, based on the information I asked you, because still some of you forget about the summary and conclusion, and most of you have it, but some of you forgot. I didn't make so many notes of the problems, because I want you to find out about your own problem, right? So 2 weeks from today, you will have a presentation about your midterm presentation. So you will choose at least 3 good points and 3 not so good points that you think you can do better. So I don't want you to just look at the problems. I want you to look at your strengths also. See, what did you do good? You were dressed well, for example. You spoke clearly. All of those is part of a good presentation. You had a good structure. Everybody has a pretty good structure for the introduction. So look at it and honestly decide what kind of a presentation you made. Look at your body language. I think that they all will be on the video. If your pronunciation of some word was not clear, then you watch it. So at least you find 3 good things about yourself and 3 things you can do better. And that would be your homework for a presentation 2 weeks from today. And I will make the more details maybe after the class or next week I will give you those. But I just want you to be prepared. Until the midterm, until the final, we will keep practicing on making presentation. So just like before midterm, we had a couple of or 2, 3 presentations, and the final it will be the same thing. We will have 2 or 3 presentations, and then for the final you can choose one of those to make it your final presentation. So we will practice in 2 or 3 more presentations. The topic of the presentation from now on, it depends on you, okay? But I still need to know what you want to do, because the topic has to be a little bit like, keep the level of the information just like as good as what you have done. So if you want to introduce like a product, if you want to introduce a new technology, if you have something, some special hobby and you want to introduce that, let's say somebody is good in photography and you want to teach us how to be a good photographer in 4 to 5 minutes, anything like that is fine. But I don't want you to repeat the same pattern of presentation. You already did this about these topics, so not these topics anymore. New topics related to yourself, to your interests, something that you know, you like, and maybe the others don't know how to do it. And you are the best person to show us how to do. Like, I don't know, how to learn how to play the piano, how to play guitar, anything that you will be able to tell us which is close to your heart, but also you can put it into English and present to us. So the topics from now on, except for the 2 weeks future and next 2 weeks topic, which is about your presentation, after that you will choose your own topic. And with that, may end up finishing the semester even earlier, I don't know, because we need to do a couple of, at least 3 more presentations, including the one in the next 2 weeks. If everything goes well, then you do the final, and maybe we can have the final even earlier, and you're done. The purpose of this class is to improve, to be a good presenter, and by far, I have to say, all of you, congratulations, because you have actually improved. You can see from your grades every time, and everyone has done better. It's not because I give you the grade, because you can, again, watch your own videos and you can see how well you have done in this class. So congratulations to everyone for the hard work you have done. I know it's not easy to make good presentations, and I know everyone has prepared and practiced a lot. And so, since it's a midterm, and I know you have probably other things to prepare, we will finish the class here today, and I will see you next week. If you have any questions about anything I wrote, please come to me and ask me. I will